Tonight, from the Lowe Memorial Library here on the Columbia campus, welcome to the 2020 Alfred I. DuPont Columbia University Awards.
Thank you all very much and welcome. I mean, who didn't recognize that voice? And I want to know whether he does that voice throughout his part of the co-hosting tonight. It is great to be here with all of you and with Michael. Good evening. Welcome to the 2020 Alfred I. DuPont Columbia University Awards. Tonight, we will honor 16 of the best in broadcast, documentary, and online journalism. Now, there are many reasons why things are tough for our profession here in this country and in many parts of the West. But remember, always remember, that what happens to us at the hand of democracies pales in comparison to what happens to our sisters and our brothers at the hands of authoritarian regimes abroad. And we will hear about that tonight. We have the ability and we have the duty to rise above all this calumny and abuse that comes our way. We have the duty to stay calm and just carry on. Just carry on reporting, carry on speaking the truth to power. This is our vital and our indispensable role.
Every year, the DuPont Awards honor outstanding documentary and long-form journalism. Our next winner is a documentary from Netflix that examines the medical device industry and asks a difficult but important question. Could new life-saving devices actually be killing us?
Director Kimberly Reed takes viewers to Montana on the frontier of the fight to preserve fair elections nationwide.
The Apology from POV and director Tiffany Shung follows 3 women, all now nearing the end of their lives, who were among hundreds of thousands of girls and young women who were once held as sex slaves by the Imperial Japanese Army during the Second World War.
In this excerpt from PBS NewsHour, Ferguson takes us deep behind rebel lines to see the impact that the war is having on the civilians there.
Driving deeper into the mountains, we learned of a family struggling to keep their newest born alive. Here in their isolated community, they were living only on rice and prayers.
Our next baton goes to a local reporter who insisted on accountability when he took on a powerful Catholic diocese. In this clip, you'll hear about one courageous whistleblower, Siobhan O'Connor, the woman who trusted SPECT to get the story right.
Exposing the bishop's actions was not a decision O'Connor came to easily.
I devoted my life to working for him. I knew him very well. He had invited me into his home. I had traveled with him. And yet I realized that sometimes you have to have a loyalty to something greater.
Accepting the silver baton for 60 minutes, please welcome correspondents Sharon Alfonsi and Scott Pelley.
On our way over today, we were talking with the team and the producers asked, what are you going to say? And I said, I'm going to take this opportunity to name everybody by name who called us pains in the ass as we were reporting this story. And then she reminded me we were only given a minute to speak. So instead, let's focus on the people who made this possible. My colleague, Scott Pelley.
The common denominator between these two stories is the reporting team of Oriana Zill and Michael Ray. They saw suffering and sought to heal it. They saw injustice and they sought to right it. They are the very embodiment of what Madison meant when he said freedom of the press is the right that guarantees all the others. Thank you very much.
Believed does what we in the podcasting world say that we do so well. It brings you in close to hear a story that has to be told and has to be heard.
When Amanda was assaulted, I thought it was a singular incident. I didn't have any idea that this was something going on for many, many, many years. And I had no idea that my other daughter had been assaulted by him. So.
If you take nothing else away from this tonight, it's this, and I say this everywhere I go. Always, always start. Just start by believing and let it go from there. Thank you.
Honoring reporting in the public interest is one of the core missions of these DuPont Awards, and our next Silver Baton winner continues that tradition. With the recent spike in hate crimes here in America, FRONTLINE, in partnership with ProPublica, decided to take a hard look at hate groups, where they come from, what can be done about them.
Atomwaffen has made Siege required reading for all of its members.
Siege by James Mason.
It's Mason, and he wants to talk to me. What do you think of Tim McVeigh?
Another hero. The white race is in danger, and it's not by accident. It's driven, it's planned.
Who's planning it?
The Jews. We know it's the Jews. I mean, we know that.
I need to thank the whole team and just say honestly, I'm kind of sorry to you and to our families and to everyone else, because we scared a lot of people doing this work.
In this excerpt from Love Them First, we're going to meet the principal at the center of the story, and we're going to hear what the students have to say about their struggling school.
Have a wonderful day here at Lucy Craft Laney at Cleveland Park Community School, where all of our staff and students are hands down by far the brightest, the most intelligent, and
definitely the best looking in all of North Minneapolis. You are worth the cost.
Why do I gotta go first?
You seemed ready to me.
I like Lucy Laney, and all about it is this beautiful. Like, on Sunday, I take a shower, I go to sleep, and then I wake up, I'll be like, time to go to school. My teacher told me that I'm a good math person, and then she told me when I grow up, I could be a math teacher. Nobody never told me that, so it made me feel good.
Here to accept the DuPont Silver Baton all the way from Minneapolis, please welcome the principal of Lucy Laney Elementary, Maury Melander Friesleben.
thank you. Thank you. Oh no, stop, sit down. Thank you. So a note to all the journalists out there, apparently bring your subject to accept the award on your behalf. I went to school to be a journalist, and a lot of people don't know that. I wanted to shed light into dark places, and my path turned out differently. I feel that in education, in some ways, I've still been able to walk that out. But I never would have had a platform to show what we're doing without people like you, and without local journalists like the two standing behind me. So may the likes of people like me continue to trust the likes of people like you, so that you can continue to come in and you can shed light in dark places so that we can be different and we can be better. Thank you.
And now to present tonight's last award, I'd like to welcome to the podium the president of Columbia University, Lee Bollinger.
It can't be said often enough that what you do is vitally important. Your role, just like that of a scholar, is to illuminate the critical issues of our time. And at a time when there is a persistent undermining of respect for truth and facts, we all take great comfort in the care and the tenacity with which you do your jobs every single day. In 1973, Agnew was investigated in connection with accusations of extortion, bribery, and income tax violations. Agnew eventually resigned the vice presidency in October of 1973.
This scandal has somehow gotten itself forgotten. It barely registers. But it's wild. A sitting White House occupant, under criminal investigation from his own government, pulling out every stop to survive, including obstructing that investigation and trying very hard to shut it down.
Rachel Maddow had intended to be here tonight to accept this award, but the events of the day have unfortunately prevented her from taking a night off from her show.
Thank you, President Bollinger. Thank you so much for this recognition for Bagman. This isn't the time or the place to list and thank everybody involved in helping me and Mike Yarvitz bring this story to life, I know. But I do want to thank the ghost of Spiro Agnew, who I firmly believe was sent back to haunt me, to haunt us, to help us keep our heads on straight about political crisis and catastrophic White House scandal and shocking demagoguery and impeachment and all these things we are living through right now that we keep saying are unprecedented. It's not unprecedented. We got this. We've done this. Bagman is a story of the rule of law and an undaunted, uncowed free press who absorbed the blows, who suffered the attacks, who felt the fear and did it anyway, and saved the republic in the process. So thank you most of all, Spiro, for the rallying cry and the reminder. I think we needed it. And thanks to all of you for this recognition. It really means the world.